This is the total amount you received in CERB last year. And if you're wondering how this mortgage, car insurance, food on the table, paying bundle will affect your taxes, make sure to watch this video to the end. What's going on, people, and welcome back. I hope this video finds you well. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And if you know somebody else who had applied and received CERB last year, make sure to share this video with them. I am not a tax professional, I am not a CPA, a GPA, and not even an MBA. But I did apply for CERB myself, and I did follow the news regarding it up until now. So naturally, of course, I want to share this with you and how it potentially could affect your tax filings for 2020, assuming that you also received CERB payments, making us CERB buddies. Let's do a little recap so that we're on the same page. 2020 starts off, well, terribly. You got Australian bushfires, followed by Kobe Bryant's death, and then world gets hit with Miss Rona. We witness countries one by one go into lockdowns as we watch the stock market plummet to incredible discount prices. This unfortunate pandemic obviously put many Canadians in a difficult financial situation, to which the federal government responded with a series of emergency response benefits, one of which was the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, also known as CERB or CERB. It was not intended to completely solve the problem and to fix the financial situation, but to help out Canadians in the short term, giving us some confidence that staying home will only make us fat and not broke. That little trick ended up costing Canadian government right around 74 billion Canadian dollars, which is 38 times the amount that Tesla put into Bitcoin. Just to put things in perspective, Justin Trudeau said the idea of this benefit was to get this money out to Canadians as quickly as possible and then worry about cleaning up later. The fact that it was rushed out has created some issues and of course left some unanswered questions like, do I need to repay CERB? Why did I get multiple benefits? And of course, how much longer will I have to wear this stupid mask? Which is probably the hardest question to answer. And if you were one of the many Canadians who received CERB as a source of financial help, you might also be wondering, how much will I owe to the government in taxes on each of the CERB payments? Now, I don't know all the answers, but I'll try to answer as many as humanly possible, starting with the first one. Do I need to repay CERB? And there's a slight chance you might have to. That obviously depends very much on your personal circumstances. First is to check the eligibility criteria, which might have been a little confusing. So let me summarize it for you like I'm speaking to a 6-year-old. All of the following should have been checked. 1. You reside in Canada and are at least 15 years old. Check. You didn't quit your job voluntarily. Hells no, thanks to Rona. Check. You have voluntarily subscribed to this channel and already smacked the like button. Check. You earn a minimum of $5,000 in 2019 or within 12 months before applying. Check. You did not receive any other relief benefits or EI during the same period. Check. And you also had to meet at least one of the following criteria. 1. You worked reduced hours because of Miss Rona. You were not expecting to make over $1,000 for the 14 days in a row during a 4-week CERB period. You stopped working because of Miss Rona and the lockdown. You were unable to work because you were taking care of someone who needed your help because of Miss Rona/the lockdown. You were receiving EI for at least 1 week of benefits since December 29, 2019. So, if you for whatever reason made a mistake when applying for CERB, because that seems to happen to humans, or you misread or misunderstood the criteria, you might gonna have to pay the benefit back. And here's where the situation gets a little tricky. In addition to CERB, the federal government rolled out other emergency benefits for Canadians as well, which I memorized for the sake of this video, and they are CRB, CESB, CRSB, CRCB. And if you by any chance received any one of those benefits as well as EI during the same period as you received CERB, you're gonna have to return one of them back. In full. In Bitcoin. No, I'm just kidding. Not Bitcoin. But you do have to still return one of them back. Also, if by any chance you received 2 CERB payments within the same 4-week period, it goes without saying that you should probably return one of them back. So this is where it gets really interesting. Does returning CERB affect your next year's taxes? From the way I understood the situation, it all depends on when you return the benefit. If you return the full CERB amount or a portion of it before 2021, then no, you don't have to pay taxes on the amount you return back. But if you return CERB in 2021, then that will go as a tax deduction next year when you're filing for 2021 income tax. So, the million-dollar question and the reason you stuck around this far in the video, God bless your soul, and that is how much tax you will owe on CERB. Considering you applied for the full eligibility period, which is 4 times the 4-week blocks, totaling $8,000 without any taxes withheld, you could be required to pay in taxes anywhere between $0 and $5,000.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Well, it's going to depend on 2 things. First, what was your income before you received CERB, as well as after? Also, what province do you reside in? CERB is taxed as income. Yep, good old ordinary income. And the higher your income tax bracket, the higher the tax rate you're gonna pay to Uncle Sam. There are federal income tax brackets and there are provincial tax brackets. The federal income tax brackets for 2021 are: if you made between $0 to $48,000 of income, you're gonna have to pay 15%. If you made $48,000 to $97,000, you pay 20.5%. $97,000 to $150,000, you pay 26%. $150,000 to $214,000, you pay 29%, and anything above that is taxed at 33%. We're not done yet, because in addition to this, you also have to check what's your provincial rate going to be, and that's going to be added on to your federal income tax rate. This article in Financial Post did a great job comparing 3 different people with different incomes from 3 different provinces who all received $8,000 in payments. Let me summarize it for you. First, meet Tom, who lives in BC. He got laid off at the start of the lockdown with income of $2,000 for the first 10 weeks of 2020. He collected $8,000 in CERB. If that was his only 2020 income, he would owe 0 tax on the CERB payment, since his total estimated income of $10,000 is below the basic personal amount federally and in BC. If he earns more income later this year, he would need to recalculate his tax owing for 2020. Second person is Dick of Ontario, earning $12,000 until March 31st, 2020, when he got laid off. He collected $8,000 in CERB, bringing his 2020 estimated income to $20,000. Since he lives in Ontario, he should set aside 20% of $1,600 of his $8,000 CERB to cover his tax liability for 2020. Again, if he got rehired that year, he would owe more in tax on CERB. Finally, Jose is a self-employed professional in Nova Scotia who earned $50,000 in the first 10 weeks of 2020 until he shut down his practice as a result of the pandemic. Jose has estimated his 2020 income will exceed $250,000. He will need to set aside $4,320. That's 54% of his $8,000 CERB payments to cover the tax owing next spring. Now you see how the amount in tax you're expected to pay on your CERB payments may vary. So it's definitely a smart decision to consult with a proper tax professional in your area and not just a handsome dude on YouTube. Thank you very much. And until you do that, make sure to check out this video over here. Yeah, like right now. Yeah, click on it. I'll see you there. Peace.